Welcome back to our course Network Theory and Transmission Lines. So till now we have discussed about the network graphs, basic terminology involved with the network graphs, and the different matrices associated with the network graphs. And we have solved a small example problems on the different matrices associated, like incidence matrix, tie-set matrix, and cut-set matrix. Right? So we will cover one more problem. The same problem we will cover and we will obtain the different matrices. And this could be the last with respect to the network topology, the concept of network topology. So let us start the problem. So we will solve some example problem in this. So where we are going to obtain all the three matrices for the same kind of graph. So this is the problem. So we have solved the example problem 1 for all the three matrices. So let us take a little bit different problem here. So here the way of asking the problem is different here. So in the previous problem we have taken the graph and we have obtained the matrices. But whereas here they have given some network where the current directions of each and every element is shown over there, and also here they asked to obtain the incidence matrix, tie-set matrix, and cut-set matrix. So for this, first we have to obtain the graph. The question is clear. They asked you to obtain the three different matrices through the graph of the given network. Right? So the problem would be a little bit easier. Why? Because the directions has been given already in the network. So, but sometimes they may not give the directions here. So at that point of time, you can take the direction, the current directions in an arbitrary manner. Right? So now let us obtain the graph for the given network. So first let us split this problem into 4 steps. So one is, first we will obtain the graph. Later from that graph we will obtain the incidence matrix, and later the tie-set and the cut-set matrices. So let us take the solution. So for this network, so we need to obtain the graph. So when you are obtaining a graph of any given network or circuit, so if there are any passive elements, we are going to short circuit, and if there are any voltage sources, that is going to be short circuited, and if there are any current sources, it is going to be open circuited. So that is what we have discussed in the initial lectures. So now for the given graph, so we can make the, so for the given network, so this could be the graph. So how many number of nodes we can have here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this could be the graph. So whereas here, so 1 ohm resistor and the 10 volts DC source is short circuited here, because these are a passive and the voltage source. As it is a voltage source, it is short circuited. And here the arbitrary direction, is given as towards the upwards. So the same arbitrary direction we have taken for this branch. And here also 2 ohm resistor, we have taken the same direction as given in the network. For the 2 ohm resistor this side, we have taken the same network. And we have named the nodes. So 1, and this has a 2, 3, 4, and branches as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? So naming of branches and nodes can be of your choice. You can name according to your convenience, right? So now one point you should remember, the matrices which you are going to obtain may not be the same for all the cases. So one person may consider the node numbers as differently, and you may consider the node numbers as differently. So if I consider the node number 1 as here, I will get one kind of matrix. If I consider the node number 1 as at here instead of 3, I am going to get another type of matrix. So don't get confused. So I got, one of my friend got the different matrix. How I got how I will get the same matrix when I got the same problem. So don't think like that. It depends upon the choice of your nodes and the branches, numbering of the branches, and also if you go for the tie set and the cut set matrices, how you have, which tree you have selected, it depends, right? So now, so this is the graph of the network. So how many number of nodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes are there, and 6 branches are there. 4 nodes and 6 branches. So that means, so for the graph, the number of nodes n is equal to 4 and branches is equal to 6. Branches is equal to 6, right? So now let us obtain the incidence matrix. Let us obtain the incidence matrix. So for obtaining the incidence matrix, so what we have to consider? So the incidence matrix is going to give the relation or the how each and every branch of the graph is incident to the nodes. How the branches of the graph are incident to the nodes. So that is going to be given by the incidence matrix. So let us obtain the incidence matrix. So let us obtain the incidence matrix. So this is the graph which we have obtained. For this graph, we have to find the incidence matrix. So the number of, so what will be the rows of the incidence matrix? The rows of the incidence matrix will be number of nodes. What could be the branch? What could be the columns? The columns is going to be the number of branches. So how many number of nodes are there here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the branches are 6. So the incidence matrix could be a 4 by 6. The order of the matrix is 4 by 6. So now let us obtain the incidence matrix. As we all know that the incidence matrix is denoted using the A, right? It is denoted using A. A is equal to so what could be the rows here? Rows are nothing but nodes. The columns are nothing but branches. Columns are nothing but branches. So let us obtain the matrix over here. So how many number of rows? How many number of rows here? So rows are number of nodes. How many number of nodes? 4 nodes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what could be the branches? Branches is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 branches are there. That is the branches over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 branches. So now let us obtain the elements over now. Let us obtain the elements. Right? So how we are going to obtain the elements? How we are going to obtain the elements? Based upon the direction of the branches. So if the branch direction, in the sense, it is nothing but the current direction. If the direction of the current of the particular branch is oriented, or it is entering the node, if it is entering the node, the element is going to be -1. If it is leaving the node, the element is going to be +1. The element is going to be +1. If it is not incident to that node, the element is going to be 0. That is what the procedure. Right? So now let us write the matrix elements of the incidence matrix. Let us write the matrix elements of the incidence matrix. So now right. So when you are obtaining the elements of the matrix here, we have to consider the each and every branch with respect to each and every node. So let us write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the branches. So whether the branch number 1, where is the branch number 1 here? So this is the branch number 1. So the branch number 1 is incident to node number 1? Yes, it is incident. Whether it is oriented towards or leaving, it is leaving the node. So if it is leaving the node, the element is going to be +1 here. The element is going to be +1. What about 2 here? What about 2? The branch number 2 is not at all incident. The branch number 2 is not incident to node number 1. So the element is going to be 0. The element is going to be 0. What about 3 here? The branch number 3 is incident to the node 1 and the direction is oriented towards the node 1. And the direction is oriented towards the node 1. You can observe the same thing here. So the direction is towards the node 1. If it is towards the node 1, the element is going to be -1. The element is going to be -1 here. So the element is going to be -1. So let us come to the branch number 4. And you can look into here. The branch number 4 is also, the direction of the branch number 4 is also oriented towards the node number 1. So if it is oriented towards the node number 1, the element is going to be -1. The element is going to be -1. The element is going to be -1. Right. Now let us come to the branch number 5. Let us come to the branch number 5. So coming to the branch number 5, you can see where is the branch number 5? The branch number 5 is not incident to the node number 1. If it is not incident, the element is going to be 0. What about branch number 6? This branch number 6 is also not incident to the node number 1. So obviously, with respect to branch number 5 and 6, the node number 1 is not incident. So the element matrix elements is going to be 0. The matrix elements is going to be 0 here. Right? So the matrix elements is going to be 0. So now similarly, let us obtain the elements of the other elements. So with respect to node number 2, where is node number 2? Here is the node number 2. Where is node number 2 here? So here is your node number 2. So with respect to node number 2, whether the branch 1 is incident, this is the branch 1. this branch 1 is incident, and the orientation, that means the direction here is, the direction is towards the node number 2. If it is towards the node number 2, obviously the element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1. So what about node number 2? What about node number 2 here? Node number 2 is also incident, sorry, the branch number 2 is also incident to the node number 2. So, but here the orientation of the branch number 2 is leaving the node. So, the direction is, the current is leaving the node 2. The current with respect to the branch 2 is leaving the node 2. So, if it is leaving, the element is going to be plus 1. The element is going to be plus 1. Right? So, what about branch number 3? So, here is the branch number 3, and this is not at all incident to the node number 2. So, if it is not incident, obviously the value is going to be 0. So, similarly, the branch number 4 is also not incident, and here also the value is going to be 0. And what about branch number 5? So, here the branch number 5, you can see here, the branch number 5 is incident to the node number 2. If it is incident and the orientation or the direction of the current with respect to the branch number 5 is moving towards the node number 2. If it is moving towards the node number 2, the element is going to be plus 1. The element is going to be plus 1. The element is going to be plus 1. So, sorry, the element is going to be minus 1. As it is moving towards the node number 2, the element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1 here. And in a similar manner, what about branch number 6? It is also not incident. So, the element is going to be 0. So, let us come to the other one, that is, let us check with the other node, that is node number, let us check with the node number 3. So, this is the node number 3. So, how to obtain? So, with respect to branch number 1, let us check it out. With respect to branch number 1, with respect to branch number 1, so where is the branch number 1? Here is the branch number 1. The branch number 1 is not at all incident. So, if the branch number 1 is not at all incident means to the node 3, so the element is going to be 0. The element is going to be 0. So, what about branch number 2? So, the branch number 2 is incident to the node number 3, and also it is oriented towards the node number 3. If it is oriented towards the node number 3, if it is oriented towards the node number 3, the element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1. So, what about branch number 3? What about branch number 3? So, here is the branch number 3, and this branch number 3 is also incident to the node number 3, and here the direction of the current is leaving the node 3. If it is leaving or oriented away from the node, so the element is going to become plus 1. The element is going to become plus 1. So, the element is going to become plus 1. What about node number 4 with respect to node number 3? So, node number 4 is not at all incident to the branch number 4 is not at all incident to the node number 3. So, if the branch number 4 is not incident to the node number 3, so then this value is going to be equal to 0. So, let us check with respect to branch number 5. So, the branch number 5 is also not incident, and this value is going to be 0. What about branch number 6? So, here coming to the branch number 6, this branch number 6 is incident to the node number 3. So, if this branch number 6 is incident to the node number 3, and we have to check for the orientation. And clearly you can see here the orientation of the branch 6 is towards the node number 3. Towards the node number 3. If it is towards the node number 3, the element is going to be minus 1. The element is going to be minus 1. So, this is how we will obtain. Now, coming to the node number 4. So where is the node number 4? So where is the node number 4? So here is your node number 4. Here is your node number 4. So with respect to node number 4, let us check for the possibility of incidence with respect to different branches. So coming to node number 4 here. So what about branch number 1? So here is the node number 4 and here is the branch number 1. So you can see here it is not incident to the node number 4. Branch number 1 is not incident to the node number 4. So what about branch number 2? Branch number 2 is also not incident to the node number 4. And what about branch number 3? Branch number 3 is also not incident to the node number 4. So the first 3 elements is going to be 0. The first 3 elements is going to be 0. Now, what about branch number 4? So here is the branch number 4 and here is your node number 4. So you can see here this branch number 4 is incident to the node number 4 and the current with respect to the branch number 4 is leaving the node number 4 or the orientation of the current is away from the node number 4. If it is away from the node number 4, the element is going to be plus 1. The element is going to be plus 1. Right? The element is going to be plus 1. So what about node number 5? So where is the node number 5? This is the node number 5. So this node number 5 is also incident to the node number 4 and the orientation of the branch number 5, the branch number 5 is also incident to the node number 4 and the orientation of the branch number 5 is away from the node number 4. If it is away from the node number 4, the element is going to be equal to plus 1. The element is going to be equal to plus 1. Right. So what about branch number 6? What about branch number 6? Here is your branch number 6. So whether the 6 is incident to the node number 4? Yes, it is incident to the node number 4. The branch 6 is incident to the node number 4. That means we will look into the orientation. So but the orientation of or the current direction is leaving the current is leaving the node number 4. The current with respect to the branch number 6 is leaving the node number 4. If it is leaving the node number 4, obviously the element is going to be 0. The element is going to be equal to plus 1. The element is going to be equal to plus 1. Right? So this is how you are going to obtain. The incidence matrix. So the incidence matrix is going to give the relation of, or it's going to give the relation between the incidence, how the incidence of the branches with respect to different nodes. The incidence of the matrix, incidence of the branches with respect to different nodes. So this is what the incidence matrix. So what could be the properties of incidence matrix here? The major first property of incidence matrix are, we can cross check simply by looking into the rows. How we can look? So you can see here. So these are the rows and these are the columns. If you look into the columns, the sum with respect to the columns is going to be equal to 0. Similarly, you can check any column. You can check this one also. You can check this one. You can check this one. The 1, -1, 0. You want to check any column, you are going to get you're going to get 0. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. You can check this one also. You're going to get 0. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. So this is what the simple cross check you can do when you got the incidence matrix. When you got the incidence matrix. Right. So now this is with respect to the incidence matrix. So what is the problem? They asked you to obtain the incidence matrix, tie-set matrix, and the cut-set matrix. Right. So now let us move to the tie-set matrix. Let us move to the tie-set matrix. Let us move to the tie-set matrix. So before moving to the tie-set matrix, so let us move into the tie-set matrix. So again, let us take the same graph. Again, let us take the same graph. So let us take the same graph. So this is the graph of the given network, so which we have obtained. So for this given graph, we have to obtain the tie-set matrix. What do you mean by tie-set matrix? Tie-set matrix is going to give the relation between the link currents or loop currents with respect to different branch currents. With respect to different branch currents. So the rows of the tie-set matrix is going to be equal to the number of links or the number of loops, right? So what about the columns? The columns is going to be equal to the number of branches, or it is nothing but the branch currents, whereas the rows are nothing but the link currents and the branch currents. So to find the matrix, so let us know how many links are there for the given graph. For the given graph. So for obtaining this, we have to obtain the first, we have to obtain the tree and the cotree of the given graph. So let us obtain the tree and the cotree. So the tree and the cotree in the sense that so in this so this is the combination of the tree and a cotree. So where this branch number 4, 5, 6 is going to form the tree, and the branch number 1, 2, and 3 is going to form the cotree. The branches of the cotree are nothing but the links, and the branches of the tree are nothing but the twigs. So this we have discussed already, right? So this topic is already done. So now coming to our problem. So now how to obtain this? How to obtain the matrix? How to obtain the matrix? So when you are considering the matrix, for the with respect to different tie sets, so each tie set is going to be formed with respect to one link. So that means in a single tie set, we are going to have only one link. We are going to have only one link. So we are going to form a loop with respect to one link. Say for example here, how many links we are having? 1, 2, 3 for the, so this is the tree which we have considered. So using the 4, 5, 6, right? So you may get different tree. For different trees we may have different links. So that is not the matter here. You can get differently. There is no doubt in that. So but here in this problem we have considered 4, 5, 6 as a tree and 1, 2, 3 as a cotree, and with respect to this 4, 5, 6 is going to be the twigs and 1, 2, 3 is going to be the links, right? The tie set, when you are obtaining the tie set, so we are going to form the loops with respect to different links. So now let us form the loops with respect to each link. Let us form the loop with respect to each link. So you can see here, so with respect to link 1, I have formed the loop, and the current that I have considered, the current is I1, and with respect to the link 2, I have formed this loop. The current in this is nothing but I2, and with respect to link 3, this is the loop. So each tie set may have multiple twigs, but only single link, multiple tweaks, but only single link, right? So this is so how we have chosen this direction? That could be the many one may get the doubt how we are going to choose the loop direction. Why we have chosen like this? We can choose like this also. Like that we may have doubt. So the loop direction, the reference direction of the loop, we will choose with respect to the direction of that particular link. Say for example, this loop is formed with respect to the link number 1. So what is the link number 1? The direction is this side, this way. So that's why we have considered. So if this is the loop, right? If this is the subgraph for this, so this could be the direction. So what about this one? So we have chosen the direction is this one. That means with respect to link number 2. So this loop is with respect to link number 2. That's why we have chosen the direction, reference direction of the loop is similar to the link number 2. And here this loop I3 is with respect to the link number 3. So that is the reason why the reference direction of the loop 3 we have chosen similar as link number 3. So from this, now we can obtain the tie-set matrix. From this we can obtain the tie-set matrix. So now coming to the tie-set matrix. So now the tie-set matrix is going to give the relation between the loop currents and the branch currents. So let us consider different loops. The rows is going to be the loop currents. So now, as we know that the tie-set matrix is indicated using the alphabet B. The tie-set matrix is indicated using the alphabet B. B is equal to, let us form the matrix. So what are the rows? Rows are nothing but the link currents. What are the links? The link currents in the sense link currents. Rows are nothing but the link currents. So what are the link currents? Are the links. What are the links? So what are the link currents here? I1, I2 and I3. These are the link currents or the loop currents. Link currents are loop currents. So what could be the columns? The columns are nothing but the branch currents. The columns are nothing but the branch currents or the branches, right? The columns are nothing but the branches. So what are the branches? What are the branches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the branch currents. So now let us obtain the matrix. Let us obtain the matrix here, right? Let us obtain the each matrix elements now. So now when you are obtaining this matrix elements, here also you have to consider the orientation or the direction of the branch currents with respect to the loops. So let us see here how to obtain these elements. So these are nothing but the branches, or these particular elements is going to give the branch currents, and this is going to give the link current. The rows is going to give the link currents. The rows are going to give the link currents here. So now look at here. Yeah. So now let us, with respect to the loop I1, with respect to the loop 1, that is the current is I1. So now with what are the, in this loop, what are the elements, what are the branches are there, what are the branches are there? 1, 4 is there, 5 is there, right? So that means the remaining branches are not coming in this particular loop. So if the branches are not coming in that particular loop, so the element is going to be equal to 0. If the branches are coming in that loop and the direction or the orientation is similar to that reference direction of the loop, the element is going to be equal to +1. And if the orientation or the current direction of the branch is not same as the reference direction of the loop current, the element is going to be equal to -1. So here, let us check. So I1 is there. This is the first loop. So except 1, 4, 5, remaining all branches are not coming in this I1. So except 1, 4, 5, the remaining elements is going to be equal to 0. So here with respect to 2 is going to be 0. With respect to 2 is going to be 0. Zero, 2 is 0, 3 is also 0 because 1, 4 and 5 only coming. 1, 4 and 5 only coming. And 6 is also 0. Now let us see with respect to the branch number 1. So let us look into the orientation of the branch number 1 here. So here the orientation of the branch number 1 is same as the I1, because that is what the, based upon the link direction only we have made this loop direction. So obviously the directions is going to be same. So if it is same means the element is going to be equal to +1. The element is going to be equal to +1. So let us look into the branch number 4. So you can see here the branch, with respect to the branch number 4, the loop direction is, the path is same here. The loop is same. So the loop direction and the 4, the both is going to be same, because the current here is, you can see here, the current is, this is the loop, that means it is going this side. So that means the loop direction is going to be, the current direction of the 4 with respect to the loop is going to be same, is going to be same, is going to be same over here. That means, so that means the element is going to be equal to 1. The element is going to be equal to 1. So here with respect to 4, the element is going to be equal to 1. What about with respect to branch number 5? So the branch number 5, if you consider, you can see here, the direction is this way. So that means these both are in opposite here. So if both are in opposite, the element is going to be equal to, the element is going to be equal to -1. The element is going to be equal to -1. The element is going to be equal to -1. So with respect to loop 1, we have done it. With respect to loop 1, we have done it. So now let us come to the loop number 2, or the link number 2. So as the link number 2 direction and the loop direction is same, so simply we can put because we are going to choose the loop direction, the reference direction of the loop with respect to the based upon the link number 2 direction only, right? Link 2, right here. So the element here is going to be equal to +1. So now, other than 2 is done, other than the 6 and 5, remaining all branches are not coming in this loop 2. So that means the remaining elements is going to be 0 except 5 and 6. Remaining branches 5, 6 and 2 remaining branches is going to be equal to 0, right? Remaining branches is going to be equal to 0. So this is 0. 3 is going to be 0. 4 is also going to be equal to 0. 4 is 0. Now let us look into the 5. Let us look into the 5. So what about 5 here? What about 5? The 5 is, this is the 5. And the path is same. You can see here, this is the path. The current is coming. So this could be the path over here. Or we can, so this is the current of the link. So this could be the path. So here, these two directions are same, identical. So we can make the element with respect to the branch number 5 is, the element with respect to the branch number 5 is going to be equal to, the element with respect to the branch number 5 is going to be equal to +1. The element with respect to branch number 5 is going to be equal to +1. So what about branch number 6? So what about branch number 6 here? So the branch number 6, you can see these two directions, the reference directions you can observe here. This is one, this is one. These two directions are opposite. These two are opposite. If both are opposite, we are going to have the element as -1. The element as -1. Right. So now let us come into the loop number 3. Loop number 3. So this loop number, the reference direction of this loop number 3 we have made with based on the link number 3. Obviously these two directions is going to be same here. These three, link number 3 and loop direction is going to be same. So the element with respect to the link number 3 or branch number 3 is going to be equal to 1. Is going to be equal to 1. So now, except this 3, 4 and 6 are only the branches coming inside the loop number 3. Loop number 3. So that means, you can see here, only 4, 6 and 3 is going to form the loop number 3. Right? So that means, except 4 and 6, 3, 4, 6, remaining all elements is going to be equal to 0. So that means 1 is going to be equal to 0. 2 is going to be equal to 0. And not 3. The 3 is done. And with respect to 4 and 6, so 5 is going to be equal to 0. So now let's come to the branch number 4. So you can see here, this branch number 4, this is the branch number 4. And if you consider the loop direction of the 3, so this is the loop direction. This is the loop direction. So obviously these two are in opposite. If both are opposite means obviously we are going to have -1. Both are opposite means we are going to have -1. And number 6. Branch number 6. Where is the 6? So the 6 and the loop I3, both directions are same here. You can observe this. Both directions are same. If both are same, the element is going to be plus 1. So this is how we are going to obtain the tie-set matrices. So with respect to this tie-set matrix, what we are going to obtain? The relation between the link currents and the branch currents. How we are going to obtain the link currents? You can check the link currents, or with respect to the loop, we can obtain the equations like, or these are the nothing but the loops, right? These are with respect to the loops. So how we can obtain is, I1 is equal to, what is I1 is equal to? Here you can check I1 is equal to, with respect to the row number 1, that means loop I1, loop 1, I1 is equal to, what are the currents here? So if we consider small I as the current branch current, small I as the branch current, what we can write here? What we can write? Small I1 plus small I1 plus, similarly, or we can write small I1 plus I4 minus I5. I1 is equal to I1 plus I4 minus I5, right? Similarly, you can obtain the other currents, that is I2 is equal to small I2 plus I5 minus I6, right? And also we can obtain I3 is equal to small I3 minus I4 plus I6. So this is how we can obtain the relation, right? Or similarly, we can get the other equations also. So that is, so let me write here the other equations. So small I1 is equal to capital I1 or small I2 is equal to capital I2, small I3 is equal to capital I3, small I4 is equal to I1 minus I4, sorry, I3, I3. And also we can write I5 is equal to small I5 is equal to minus I1 plus I2 and also we can write Also we can write I6 is equal to, small I6 is equal to, what is it? Minus I2 plus I3. So how we got these equations? So you can listen carefully here, how we got the equation. So the rows are nothing but the link currents. So the link currents and the columns are nothing but the branch currents. So the link currents I1 is here. The link currents I1 is here. This I1 with respect to the matrix elements, if it is 1, so where is 1 here? Here it is the 1. I1 is equal to small I1. That's why this is nothing but small I. And this is the capital I. Right? So this is the small I. So I1 is equal to small I1 plus remaining 2 are 0. So here these two elements won't come, plus I4. And here at 5 it is minus 1. So that's why minus I5. So coming to I2, I2 is equal to, so first element is 0. So 0 plus 2. So I2 plus remaining 2 elements is 0 here, plus I5 plus I5, small I5 and minus small I6. So why it is small I? Because these are nothing but we have denoted, we have assumed that the branch currents are with respect to the I and the link currents are with respect to the capital I. Right? So similarly, we got the expression for the link current I3. And these are all the different equations with respect to the columns. So how we have obtained this? With respect to the column 1, so this is I1. I1 is equal to small capital I1, remaining 2 are 0. So small I1 equal to capital I1. So what about small I2? So this is the branch current 2. Branch current 2. I2 is equal to, so only I1 is 0 and I3 is 0. So this loop current, branch current 2 is equal to the loop current 2. And coming to the branch current 3, the branch current 3 is nothing but equal to the I3, loop current 3. And similarly, we can obtain the branch current 4. Branch current 4 is equal to I1, because here it is a 1, I1, and here it is 0. So I1 minus, what is this? I3. I1 minus I3. So similarly, I5. Small I5 is equal to minus I1, because here it is minus 1. That's why minus I1 plus I2 plus I2. And small I6 is equal to, here first element is 0, minus I2. Here it is minus I2 plus I3. And also we can write the equations, those are nothing but, so we can write the loop equations also, Kirchhoff's voltage law equations, like, so what are those equations? KVL equations. So with respect to 3 loops, we can write the Kirchhoff's voltage law equations. So those are nothing but V1 plus V4 minus V5 equal to 0. The algebraic sum of the voltages in a loop is equal to 0. And also we can write with respect to the second loop, V2 plus V5 minus V6 equal to 0. Equal to 0. So you can make it as small I or capital V, as it is the voltage, that is, make it as a capital V only. So capital V. Here also capital V, capital V, capital V. And also for the third loop, we can obtain V3 minus V4 plus V6 equal to 0. How we obtain these equations? How we obtain these equations, ma? So look at here. So V1 plus V2, V1 plus V4 minus V5. So V1 0, remaining 2 elements is going to be 0. V1 in the first loop only we are having branch number 1, 4 and 5. So the elements we are here, we got V1 plus V4 minus V5 is equal to 0. And what about this? V2 plus V5 minus V6 is equal to 0. And here with respect to this, V3 minus V4, because here minus 1 plus V6 is equal to 0. So this is how we can simplify any kind of network for obtaining the different electrical parameters. So using these values, using these equations, we can obtain different electrical parameters like branch currents, loop currents, voltages, everything, right? So now let us move to the other one. Let us move to the other one, that is the problem we are having incidence matrix, tie set matrix and the cut set matrix. So incidence and the tie set is done. Now we will enter into the cut set matrix. We will go to the cut set matrix. So coming to the cut set matrix, so again let us take the same graph. So this is a given graph. So we have to obtain the cut set matrix. So cut set matrix, for cutting the cut set matrix also we have to separate the twigs and also the links. We need to know the links and the twigs. The twigs are nothing but the branches of the tree and links are nothing but the branches of the core tree, right? So in the tie set matrix we obtain the relation between the link currents and the branch currents. But whereas in the cut set matrix we are going to obtain the relation between the twig voltages and the branch voltages. Twig voltages and the branch voltages. So what are the twigs here? 4, 5 and 6 are nothing but the twigs. What are the links? 1, 2 and 3 are nothing but the links, right? So when we are obtaining the relation between the twig voltages and the branch voltages, so each and every, so here we are going to have the number of cut sets in the matrix is going to be equal to the number of twigs. How many twigs are there? 3 twigs are there. How many twigs? 3 twigs. So 4, 5 and 6 are there. So how we obtain this number of twigs and all we have already discussed in the introduction lecture, right? So now let us obtain the cut sets with respect to different twigs, So that means in the cut set, we are going to have the number of cut sets of a given graph is equal to the number of twigs of the graph. Whereas the number of tie sets in the cut set matrix is going to be equal to the number of links of the graph. Whereas here it is going to be equal to the number of twigs of the graph. So coming to the links or twigs here. So let us discuss over here. So let us open the cut set matrix over here. So now, so with respect to what are the twigs? 4, 5 and 6 are the twigs. So each cut set should have only one twig, but may have many twigs, many links. We may have one or more number of links, but we should have only one cut set. So only one twig for one cut set. So how many twigs are there? 4, 5, 6. 3 twigs are there here. 3 twigs. So what are the twigs? 4, 5 and 6 are the twigs. So with respect to 4, we should have one cut set. With respect to 5, we should have one other cut set. With respect to 6, we should have another cut set. So you might have a doubt like, so why we have the cut sets only in this way? So why? Because we already discussed in the previous problem, the cut sets, we should check for the possibilities of having the cut sets. So is there any other possibility for this? There is no other possibilities in having the different cut sets over here, because with respect to each twig, we should have one cut set. So we can have cut set in this way, but we are getting 2 twigs. So 2 twigs should not be there. Only 1 twig should be there. Only 1 twig. The cut set matrix is indicated or denoted using the letter C or Q, right? So let us take the Q. Q, capital Q. Capital Q is equal to, that is write the matrix. For writing the matrix, what we have to consider? The rows and the columns. What are the rows here? The rows are nothing but the number of cut sets. How many number of cut sets? 3 number of cut sets, because we are having 3 number of twigs. So 3 number of cut sets. What are the rows? Number of cut sets. The rows are nothing but the number of cut sets. So number of cut sets. So what are the cut sets? What are the cut sets here? C1, C2, C3. 3 cut sets. As we are having 3 cut sets, right? We are having 3 cut sets because C1, C2, C3. So 3 cut sets. So that's why 3 rows. So what could be the columns? Columns are nothing but the branches. Columns are nothing but the branches. So this cut set matrix is going to give the relation between different branch voltages and the twig voltages. So using this, we are going to obtain the equilibrium equations with respect to the node. Each node we are going to get the current equations, right? So now let us write the columns. What are the columns? Columns are nothing but branches. Columns are nothing but branches. What are the branches? Branches are nothing but, what are the branches here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 branches are there. 6 branches, we are having 6 columns. Right? So 6 branches, we are having 6 columns. So let us make into the matrix form. So 6 branches and 6 columns. And we are having 3 cut sets, so 3 rows. So the order of the matrix, we can make it as a 3 by 6. The order of the matrix, we can write it as a 3 by 6. Now let us obtain the matrix elements. How to obtain the matrix elements? So as I said, for all the incidents and the tie set, so for all the matrices, we are going to have 3 different values. One is 0, +1 or -1. +1 and -1, 3 values. So the same criteria applies here also. So now coming to this, so 3 cut sets. How this cut set C1 is formed with respect to the twig number 4. How this reference direction is chosen? Based upon the direction, current direction of the twig number 4. So how the cut set C2 reference direction is chosen? Based upon the current direction of the twig 5. How this C3 direction is chosen? Based upon the current direction of the twig 6. Right? So now when you are writing the elements, we should remember 3 points. So if the elements is equal to 0 if the particular branches are not coming under that corresponding cut set, right? So that means, so the second one is the value is equal to 1 if the reference direction of the cut set is same as the corresponding branches which are coming in that particular cut set. Is equal to -1 if the branch direction is opposite to that of the reference direction of the cut set, right? Now let us look into the cut set C1. Let us look into the cut set C1. What are the branches here? Under cut set C1, 1 is there, 4 is there, 3 is there. Except 1, 4, 3, remaining all elements is going to be 0. Except the branches 1, 4 and 3, the remaining elements is going to be 0. So that means the element number 2 is equal here at 2 is equal to 0, because this branch 2 is not coming under the cut set C1. Branch 2 is 0. What about 3? 3 is not 0. What about 4? 4 is also not 0. 5 is going to be 0 because the branch number 5 is not coming under the cut set C1. And 6 is also going to be equal to 0 because it is not coming in the cut set C1. Now coming to the branch number 1. So the branch number 1, you can look into the cut set direction. You can look at here. So both are here opposite. So this is the cut set direction. This is the branch number 1 direction. So both are in opposite. If both are opposite, the element is going to be equal to minus 1. The element is going to be equal to minus 1. The element is going to be equal to minus 1. So what about with respect to 3? Coming to the 3 here. This is the 3, and you can see the orientation is same. The orientation of the 3 and the cut set is same. This is the cut set. The direction is upwards. How we have chosen this direction? With reference to the 4. Because this is the twig. With reference to twig, we have chosen the cut set reference direction. So that means this 3 direction is the same as that of the reference direction of the cut set. So this is going to be equal to 1. This is going to be equal to 1. Right? What about 4? The 4 obviously is going to be equal to 1 because the cut set reference direction is chosen as per the twig direction. Right? As per the twig number 4. Twig 4 direction. So right? So this is going to be equal to plus 1. So this is how we have got the elements for the cut set C1. Now coming to the cut set C2. Where is the cut set C2? This is the cut set C2. So coming to the cut set C2. So what are the branches coming under the cut set C2? 1, 5 and 2. 1, 2 and 5 are coming in the cut set C2. Except 1, 2 and 5, remaining all elements is going to be 0. Except 1, 2 and 5, remaining all elements is going to be 0. So let us take 3 here. 3 is going to be 0 because the branch number 3 is not coming in the cut set C2. So 4 is also not coming. It is going to be equal to 0. And also the 6 is also not coming. So it is also going to be equal to 0. It is also going to be equal to 0 here. So now let us look into the other elements. So how we have chosen the reference direction of this cut set? Based on the twig number 5. So that means both is going to be same. If both are same, the element is going to be equal to plus 1. Both are same means the element is going to be equal to plus 1 because the cut set reference direction is chosen as per the twig, the corresponding twig, right? This C2 is found from the twig number or the branch number 5 is a twig here. So the both directions is same, and here it is equal to 1. So now come to the 1, branch number 1. You can see here the branch number 1 direction is similar to that of the cut set C2. So both is going to be, if both are same, obviously the element is going to be equal to plus 1. The element is going to be equal to plus 1. The element is going to be equal to plus 1. Now coming to the 2. What about 2 here? So coming to the 2, you can see here the branch direction of the 2 is this side. So that means it is opposite to this particular cut set C2 reference direction. Both are in opposite here. So if both are opposite, the element is going to be equal to minus. The element is going to be equal to minus 1. The element is going to be equal to minus 1. So now coming to the cut set C3. So this is the cut set C3. So this is the cut set C3. Coming to the cut set C3, what are the branches coming under the cut set C3? Branch number 2 is coming, branch number 3 is coming, and branch number 6 is coming. 2, 3, and 6. Right? 2, 3, and 6. 3 elements are coming here. So if 3 elements are coming in this cut set, particular cut set, so how we are going to choose this? So how we are going to choose? How we are going to get the elements? So what are the branches are? 2, 6, 2, 3, and 6. Except 2, 3, and 6, remaining elements is going to be equal to 0. Except 2, 3, and 6, remaining elements is because these branches are not coming under the cut set C3. So 1 is not coming, so 0. 1 is not coming. Here is the cut set C3. 1 is not coming, 0. 2 and 3 are coming. Let us wait. And what about 4? 4 is also not coming. 4 is also not coming, 0. 5 is not coming, 0. 6 is coming. So let us wait for the 6. We will write the value for the 6. So now, so coming to the 6, this cut set C3, the reference direction of the C3 is chosen based upon the reference direction of the current direction of branch 6, because this branch 6 is a twig. So with correspond to this twig number 6, we have chosen corresponding to twig number 6, we have got this cut set C3. So both the directions is going to be same. So that's why here with respect to the branch 6, we are going to the element is going to be equal to 1. The element is going to be equal to 1. So now let us come to the 2. So coming to the 2, where is 2 here? This is the 2. So what is the reference direction of 2 here? What is the loop direction? This is 2. So it is towards this side. So you can see the cut set direction and the reference direction, the current direction of the 2 both are same here. Both are same means the element value is going to be equal to 1. The element value is going to be equal to 1. So what about 3? What about 3 here? So you can see here, coming to the 3, this is the direction. This is the direction of the branch direction 3, right? So this is the current direction with respect to the branch 3. So if this is the 3, what about cut set C3? So you can see here, both are in opposite. Both are in opposite. If both are opposite, the element value is going to be equal to minus 1. The element value is going to be equal to minus 1. So this is how you are going to obtain the cut set matrix. Cut set matrix. So from this, as we have obtained this cut set across nodes, so forming the the equilibrium using the equilibrium conditions, we can get the equations on the nodal basis. So what could be the equations we can get on the nodal basis? We can check it out here. So what is the nodal equations with respect to each cut set? So this is the cut set, right? This is the cut set at the node. If we apply at the node, so with respect to cut set C1, so what we can write? What are the elements we got? Minus I1 with respect to the different branches, minus I1 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to 0, because the algebraic sum of the currents entering and leaving is going to be equal to 0. Or, so what are the currents entering at the cut set C1? What are the currents entering here? Only 4 is entering. So I4 is going to be equal to, so only 4 and 3 are entering. I3 plus I4 is going to be equal to I1. So that's what I have written here, right? And similarly, we can write with respect to the cut set C2 on the nodal basis, we can write what are the currents? So directly from the matrices, don't need to look into that. Directly from the matrices, you can write it directly. So check it out. Minus I2 plus I5 is equal to 0. So similarly, at the cut set C3, you can write the nodal equation, that is I2 minus I3 plus I6 is equal to 0. You can get these equations, and to cross check, simply you can verify from these equations whether this the currents entering and the leaving by applying KCL at this particular node number 3, node number 1, node number 2, whether you are getting the same equations or not. You can check it out and you can verify the cut set matrix, right, whether it is wrong, correct or wrong. Or else the important relations you have to learn, that is nothing but there is important relations between the cut set and the tie set, and also the instance matrix and the tie set matrix. The instance matrix and the tie set matrix. You can check for the transpose orthogonality. There is an orthogonal relationship between the Q and B, where Q is nothing but the cut set matrix and B is nothing but the tie set matrix. B is nothing but the tie set matrix. B is nothing but the tie set matrix. So you can check the orthogonal relation. There is an orthogonal relation between these two. You can check it out. Whether your matrix is correct or wrong, you can check for it. That means orthogonal relationship between B and Q means B transpose into Q is going to be equal to 0. So you can simply verify the tie set matrix and the cut set matrix using this orthogonal relationships. Orthogonal relationships, right? So this is what I think this problem is clear. Let us go for discussion if anything. If any queries, we will discuss. Thank you everyone for listening.